Welcome to Families in Faith. Over the next few weeks, we're going to talk about teaching Jesus to our kids. Have you ever thought about the things you want to teach your children? For dads, we often want to teach our kids about sports, or passing on the love we have for certain teams, or teach them how to use tools or to grill a steak. But then our kids surprise us and want us to teach them about things we either never considered or have no knowledge about. My son constantly wants to know about road pavers. I don't know what the fascination is with paving roads, and I certainly did not have a working knowledge about road pavers. But we live in a world of information. Everything we might need to teach our children can be found on the internet in a matter of seconds. We no longer have to go to the library or encyclopedia to look up information to teach our children. We can use this when it comes to passing on the faith, too. Parents often feel ill-equipped to teach about Jesus or the Bible. But just like my lack of knowledge about road pavers didn't stop me from teaching my son, so too our lack of knowledge or confidence doesn't have to stop us from teaching our children about Jesus and the Bible. Sometimes it's just a matter of taking the time to learn ourselves so that we can then teach our children. We therefore turn to the life and teachings of Jesus. This week we are looking at the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes can be found in the Sermon on the Mount in the Gospel of Matthew and the Sermon on the Plain in the Gospel of Luke. Beatitude comes from a Latin word meaning happy or simply blessed. There are 9 Beatitudes or 9 categories of people who will be blessed and how they will be blessed. So why are these important to Christians and how can we use them in our families? We'll start with a little training so you can teach your children. The concept of a beatitude is a common literary form used in the Bible. It starts with blessed are or blessed is, and then goes on to describe who is blessed and how they might be blessed. Jesus goes up to a mountainside, avoiding the large crowd. His disciples came to him. Well, at this time, Jesus has only called 4 of his eventual 12 disciples, but the term here can refer to other followers. Jesus then sits down to teach, which was common for rabbis, unlike today when the teacher stands in the front of the room to teach. The Beatitudes are the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount, which is the first of 5 major sermons or discourses recorded in the Gospel of Matthew. From Matthew 5, 1 through 12. Now, when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven, for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Luke also records a few Beatitudes in Luke chapter 6, 20 and 22. Looking at his disciples, he said, Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you will be satisfied. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. Blessed are you when men hate you, when they exclude you and insult you and reject your name as evil because of the Son of Man. So what's the first thing you notice about these statements? They seem backwards or upside down in today's world. Jesus here is saying that people who seem to have nothing, who are beaten down by the world, are the ones who will be blessed. Our world says the opposite. Blessed are those who have money and power and health and influence. But Jesus turns the tables. This sermon comes at the very beginning of Jesus' public ministry. As his disciples increase in number, he tells them what they can expect from life. But in him, those seemingly difficult times will lead to blessings. It paints the picture for how the world should be, which is in stark contrast to the way it is. In many ways, this is a summation of Jesus' teachings. Followers of Jesus will be poor in spirit, which means people who acknowledge their sinfulness and embrace God's grace. Followers will mourn their sinful ways and cling to the cross for comfort. They will be meek or humble. They will be hungry for righteousness, and they will be merciful. Followers of Jesus will be pure in heart, and they will seek peace. And since all of this flies in the face of conventional wisdom, followers of Jesus will be persecuted for it. And in all this, followers of Jesus will be blessed. Isn't that what we want for our kids? For them to know Jesus, to walk in His ways, and to be blessed? To recognize their sinfulness, embracing God's grace won on the cross, treating other people with mercy and peace and humility. That's how we use the Beatitudes. It's a sort of checklist for what it means to be a follower of Jesus. These blessings are given by Jesus, completely free of our work. A world with people who cling to God, who seek Him for spiritual strength, who treat other people with humility, mercy, and peace, and who hunger after righteousness, is indeed a blessed world. It is in this state of being that Jesus is made known to the world. May our homes and families be blessed as we strive to make Jesus known to our kids, to our neighbors and friends, by living in the attitude of the Beatitudes.